Hello friend, good afternoon. Okay, today I'm going to take topic for phased array ultrasonic testing. Okay, so before starting, if you are seeing my channel first time, so please subscribe my channel. Okay, let's start. So this introduction of PAVT, as you know, PAVT and difference between the PAVT and the conventional UT. Conventional UT is the having a single element transducers, but in the PAVT they have array of elements of transducers. Okay, they in the piezoelectric crystals and receive sound wave in the compound. Sound wave propagates along the acoustic axis. Like this is the your transducers, and these are the your acoustic axis, and these are the your goings your sound wave. Okay, in conventional UT, if you see, this is going, this is the your thickness of your elements, your waves are the going like this and going back. Okay, so if you see, these are the your A scan. If you see, this displays the coming, but if there is a crack or some discontinuity or some defect are there, so your waves are the coming like this and going back, and then some of filter, and then they will transmit it to the last end end of your object, and then going back. So if you see, this is their first, this is their crack signal, which are the coming and going back, and this is the your back echo. Okay, so part of the ultrasonic wave is the reflected upon the encountering interface or defect. A scan show the peak, whereas the part of the wave is the reflected back at the probe. Measuring the time between the peak provide the information on the location and depth of the defect, and arrow represent the depth of the interface and defect. Okay, regarding for the bases, what is the base? Base allow the probe to steering the ultrasonic wave is the different directions. Okay, like if you see this one, it is the going like this, and this is the your defect, so it is going like this. In order to fully inspect a build, multiple bays might have to be used. This can make the inspections process quite time consuming. Conventional UT only provide the A scan. For the phased array ultrasonic testing, it is going like your array of probes, and these are the your elements. Your probes are the your waves are the coming and going back. Okay, so instead of the one element, we have the array of element. These are the array of element. Okay, it is similar to the doing conventional UT multiple times. All the ultrasonic wave add to the other interface to create a large wave front. Phased array constructive interface. If you see the constructive interface, like if your elements and how it is going to pass like this. Okay, so same, if this is the array of elements, so how it is going, and these are the delay times. So if it is going like this, if it is going like it is after that, so steering will be like this. Okay, because first action is this, so it is going like this, and this is the last, so it is the going to cover like this. Okay, these are the steerings. Delay law is the your time delay. So what is the time delay is the known as there is a two type of delay, long delay and short delay. So if you see this figure, these are the your short delay, these elements, and this is the long delay. So if you see this, so it is the taking each element is fire independently, like all elements is the fire independently, and they are fired with the time delay represented by the red band only. These are the red band open. Okay, so if you see longer band have the bigger the delay before the element is fire. Okay, what is the emission and the receptions? Emission, if you see, when it is waves are the going down, then these are the your emissions, and after that when it is going back, then it is going like this. Okay, so these are the your emissions when it is comes up, and after the defects, after the locations, it is going hit back to the your receiving. So that is their receptions. Okay, what is the focal law? Focal law is the three types of the focal law: linear scanning, focusing steering, and the beam steering. There are the three main delay law patterns. One is the focusing, second is the linear scanning, and third is the sectorial scanning. As you can understand, in the focusing steering, it is going like this. These are your elements, and it is going like this. And linear scanning, it is like your all elements are not working, some of elements are working, but it is the in a linear stage. In the sectorial, it is going first, and this is the last, so it is going like that. Okay. In the focusing is the applying for the symmetrical delay law across the array. An element on the experiments of the array are fine first, and one in the center or the fire last. The delay on each element can be changed to the adjusted or the depth of the focal point. What is the linear scanning? Linear scanning, a group of element or an operator is firing together across the entire array at a constant angle. It is equivalent to the performing a raster scan with the conventional UT. This is the perform focal law for the corrosion mappings, and it is a great to improve the productivity. What is the sectorial scanning? That is the beam steering, that you can say like this. These are the your elements and how it is behave like that. Okay, so these are the long delay and these are the short delay. Okay, beam is move across a wide range of the angle, some as using the conventional UT and changing the wedge, prefer for the belt inspection. So sectorial scanning is the especially preferred for the belt inspection. Sectorial scanning is also known as the S scan, and if you see this one, your beams are these are your beams. It is the coming up like this, angle is this, and these are the your steering, and there is a lack of fusion. So lack of fusion, then there is a in your 2D scan, it will be so like this. Okay, each angle correspond to a scan and lack of fusion. It is showing on the S scan. What is the E scan? It is represent the linear scan, and it is the typically display is the E scan, which is the similar to the B scan for the conventional UT. So E scan is as similar as the B scan, like what you see in the conventional UT. E sequence aperture will have a corresponding A scan, E scan of a pH located before the back wall echo. Okay, what is the combinations of both the focusing and the sectorial scanning? So if you see the depth focusing, it is the taking like in the depth wise, and if you are taking sound path focusing, it is the taking in the arc wise. Okay, same it will be taking care. Projections, if you see this one, projection focusing, so it is the like if you see start, and this will be like this, and your beams will be like this. Okay, so as you can see, it is the your steering, so it will be go like this. Okay, compound scanning, if you see the linear and the sectorials, and it is going also as is the visual in the pictures. Okay, a different aperture is used for the generate, and each angle of the sectorial scan used to increase the belt coverage, where we use for the linear compound linear and sectorial scan for the where we need to increase our belt coverage. Refracted angle 1 to what is the refracted angles? Element 1 to 16 generate a beam of the 35 degree. Element of 2 to 17 generates angle of the 36 degree, and until 49 to 64 generate the 70 degree. What is the exit point? Exit point, as you know, these are your probes. When it is these are the axis of your beam, and when these are the entry points, and when it is going to enter this, and these are your center points. So these are your maximum beam will be these are your center, so this will be known as your exit point. Exit point or index point, this will be also known as the index point. Front surface when the energy enter the test piece or reference for the wedges, so these are the center point for that. For POUT, exit point changes with respect to the refracted angle. For exit point for the conventional UT, it will be the same, but for the POUT, it will be the change when it is the as per your refracted angle, because as you know, in the POUT it will be the different angles, so it will be the change when it enter to the your in your materials as per refracted angles. While we are calculating the delay then that time, so right exit points we need to mention. Okay. What is the parameters regarding for the nomenclatures? As you know, PAVT systems are the two types. One is the desktop and second is the portable units. PAVT systems are used two number of the describe in the capability. One is the 16 into 64, 32 into 120 and 64 into 64. So first you need to understand what is 16 and what is 64. What is the first digit and what is the second digit. First digit, it represents the number of element that a system can use the maximum aperture. So if this is the 64 by 64, so these are the describe the number of elements is the 64 and that system can use the maximum aperture. So maximum aperture on the, they use the 64. If you see on this 32, so these are the number of elements and maximum they can use the aperture of the 32. In the 16 they can use maximum use the 16. In the 64, what does mean 64 for the second numbers, maximum number of element that system can control. So in this case system can control maximum 64 element, in this case 128 and this case 64. This you must be know. Okay, like if you see the 32 into 128 system, so maximum aperture is the 32 element but could use the 128 element probe. Okay, like see, like this is the your number of probes, but it is the 32 elements, so number of sum of points are the only working, some elements are the working, not all. Like phased array probes, so linear array, matrix array and encircling and annular array and annular sectorial array. So as you can see, okay, probe parameters, these are the probe parameters. So number of elements are there. So in the number of elements, so between the elements, if this gap, this is the difference is the known as the gap, and pitch is the your one element, center of one element to center of another element is known as the pitch. So a small element, generate the large beam. A small element generate the large beam that is spread in all directions. Maximum refracted angle depend on the maximum element size. These are the formula which we can calculate. If you see in this case if you see, they are the covering spread is the maximum, but in this case spread is the less. So if lambda is the your wavelength and larger element tend to generate the more energy. So if element is the larger element, so energy will be generate more. If your number of element less, then it will generate the less energy. What is the pitch? Pitch stand be the smaller than half the width of the length of the ultrasonic wave. This avoid the lobes at the larger steering angle. Like if you see this one, there is your if you see, the lobes are the less, but there is the grating lobes are the, here is the grating lobes when this your pitch is the greater than half of your wavelength. But if your pitch is the less than of your half of your wavelength, then there is no grating lobes, but there is a grating lobes. What is the grating lobes? Grating lobes are basically acoustic energy which unidirectional directions. This energy can interact with the geometry with other defect and lead to the additional plastic echo that can make the interpretations quite complicated. If you have more grating lobes, then during the interpretations it will become more tough or more complicated. The grating lobes appears for the large angles, large steerings, even though the energy is actually coming from the reflection of the back wall. It make it impossible to detect echo located in this part of the sectorial scan. So if you see in this case, phased array probes pitch too large consequence sector, the grating lobes appear for the large angle, large steering, even though the energy is actually coming from the reflection of the back wall. It make it impossible to detect echo located in this part of the sectorial scan. So these are the grating lobes and these are the beta. So if you see, these are the grating lobes are the more, then during the interpretation it's a very tough, but actual defects are here. So, okay, so in this case, if your grating lobes are the more, then you are not able to interpret where is the defect. So grating lobes is create a complicated to interpret the image. Advantage of a large apertures. So what is the large aperture advantage? Higher spatial resolutions, more element of a large apertures capability, A large aperture can focus energy to a smaller focal spot. So if you see here, if elements are the 64, so there is this case 32 elements, so how it is beams are the coming, and if 16 element, then how it is coming. So if more element offer a larger aperture capability, a larger aperture can focus energy to a smaller focal spot. Okay. Advantage of the large apertures: better signal to noise ratio. A bigger apertures with more element meet more energy sent into the part and a better focalizations on the defect, improving the signal to noise ratio. In this example below, the inspection of 2 mm notch in a noisy materials. So if in this case 64 elements, signal to noise ratio is the 10 dB. How it is the your defect is the visual, and this is the your case. 32 elements, signal to noise ratio 5 dB. You are able to see defect is here, and 16 elements and signal to noise ratio is the 0 dB. You are able to see the defect. So bigger aperture with more element with more energy sent into the part and better focalization on the defect, improving the signal to noise ratios. In example below, inspect of this. So if you see in this case, there is the, you have not clear that much, but if you have more element, means signal to noise ratio you have 10 dB, so clarity of the defect is the more good if you can see this one. So these are the advantage of the larger aperture. What is the view for the ultrasonic view are the associated with the different plane view between the ultrasonic path and scanning parameters, scan or index axis. The scan axis represents the plane in which the probe is the mechanical scan, and index axis is along the direction of the probe. So if you see in this case, these are the scan axis, these are the your index axis, and these are the your ultrasounds. Okay. View in the A scan, as you know, represent the amplitude of the ultrasound versus the time it can display the full wavelength, rectified, or the envelopes, rectified and envelopes. Okay. A scan, yes scan is the sectorial representations of the data, which angle going to be the exit point along the corresponding reflected angle. The horizontal axis corresponding to the projected distance from the exit point, and the vertical axis of the depth. The indicates are the directly represent in the geometry of the component. E scan is the known as the represent of the electronic scan, and each column represent a sequence in the electronic scan. The horizontal scan axis correspond to the project distance from the exit point, and the vertical axis depth in the mm. Indicates are the directed represent in the geometry of the component. D scan, as you know, D scan is the 2D view of the data, and horizontal axis represent the scan, and vertical axis of the travel path, either microsecond or mm. Each column represent to the one angle of the sectorial scan or one sequence of the electronic scan. It is equivalent to the data obtained from the conventional UT when moving the probe along the index axis, meaning the perpendicular to the direction of the ultrasound. C scan, as you know, C scan is the 2D view of the ultrasonic. The horizontal axis is usually the scan axis, and the vertical axis is the index axis. It is view seen at the top of the samples. It comes from the top of sample. Each pixel represents the maximum amplitude of the A scan of the particular positions. True view, a true view corresponds to the plan of the cumulated data coming from the C scan, B scan and D scan. They are similar to the plane of the technical drawing. The top view corresponds to the C scan projections. The side view correspond to the B scan projections, and end view correspond to the D scan projections. Belt inspections, it is the, if you see the refraction angle, it is going over this, and then how it is going to spread out, and these are the making a high angle. So this is the low angle, and these are their high angle. So PAUT is the referred to method for the inspection of belt. It offers the advantage to the inspect the root of the belt, the bevel, volume of the belt. We use low angle and high angle to inspect the different part of the belt. For the low angle, if you see the low angle are used to inspect the bevel and the top part, the belt after that it reflect from the back wall. For lack of sidewall fusions, we try to have a beam normal to the bevel. High angle, if you see the high angle are used to inspect the root area of the belt for the lack of penetrations or root crack. Normal to the bevels, if you see the normal to the bevel, depending on the configuration, a linear scan can be added to the look for the lack of sidewall fusions. The operator select the proper refracted angle to be normal to the bevel on the second leg. We can see here all the ray generated by the electronic scan covering the bevel. Corrosion mappings, as you know, the corrosion mapping for the C-scan, PAVT is the quick method to the map corrosions. It measures the thickness of the material, such as the conventional UT. Corrosion mapping can be monitored via C-scan. Linear scannings a solutions to improve the productivity is to use a phased array probe with the linear scanning focal law. The linear scan is similar to the mechanical scan except that it is a much faster. This way, less index position are needed. Corrosion mapping can be done with a PAVT probe with a hard wedge and a water base. Okay guys, so thank you very much. Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe, like and comment whatever your thoughts. I will reply to you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.